You're watching Crankworx Whistler.
You know what they say, too much of a good thing is an awesome thing.
Canadian Open Enduro. Crankworx Whistler.
Hello and welcome to Crankworx. This is the SRAM Canadian Open Enduro presented by Specialized. The Enduro World Series, stop number 6 with 5 stages on Whistler. The most climbing, the most ascending, the most prize money of any stop on the EWS Tour. It's dry, hot, and dusty on some gnarly, old-school classic trails on a course they're dubbing as Crankzilla.
Hey, I'm Coach Keene. We just got here to stage 1 of a long day, and this one's microclimate, super fun. Just gonna try and get in the flow.
I'm at the top of the stage 2. It's one of the most technical. We have 2 technical parts with one big gap and one rock face, so I'm a little bit afraid.
Man, today is going to be tough. It's going to be one of the biggest days we've done this year on the World Circuit, and it's going to be a brutal enduro. I think the game plan for today is be smart and be smooth. These trails are super fun to ride, but to race is a bit of a different story. Once you come into a few of these sections super hot and you're a bit cross-eyed, man, all of a sudden it gets a little bit gnarlier. And then, you know, stage 1 is gnarly, stage 2 is gnarly, stage 3 is just as gnarly, and then we finish with 4 and in the valley, and that one's where you're going to need your wits about you. That one's going to be really tough, really physical, and you're going to have to be really smart on your bike. It's so rough up here, you got to look after your bike just as much as you got to look after your body.
After 4 stages of brutal racing, Anne-Caroline Chausson seemed unstoppable, winning 3 out of 4 stages and looking destined for the win. Tracy Moseley and Cecile Ravanel hope to claw back some time in the final stage. On the men's side, Nico Lau had a healthy lead going into the final stage, while Jared Graves, the reigning champ, has been plagued by mechanicals most of the race.
It's going pretty average. It's getting better. Yeah, stage 1 forks somehow lost almost all their air, and it was just a disaster. I was just trying to manage to actually just make it to the bottom, so I lost a lot of time on stage 1 and then pumped it up with the CO2, and so now I'm playing guess the PSI and some rear brake issues. It's got contaminated on something, I'm not sure what, but just making do at the moment. Got to get through this next stage. Hopefully it goes well and make some quick repairs before stage 5 when we've got a bit of time.
If I can make it through today, it would be something big for me. But I mean, the trails are great, and whatever. I'm just pissed because we're going to miss happy hour on the bar.
Caroline Chausson. She is out with a mechanical at the moment.
Cecile Ravanel from France, 57. Counting it down right now. What can she do? Can she make the time up? Trying to get the top spot. Pedaling across the finish line. Gonna check in with the time. And the #1 spot right there for Cecile Ravanel. 58.04, so keeping it under the 1 hour mark. One more time for Cecile.
Folks, Curtis Keene just came down across the line, crushing it, looking like here.
Look at this. Yeah, Curtis Keene with a 51.27, taking the top spot. Oh, here we go. Nico Lau, look at the time right now, 51.14. And that's going to take over the top spot. Nico Lau from France, the French rider, 51.13. The clock don't lie. And Jared Graves with the top time, 51.11. Jared Graves at the end of the day taking the big win out here. The Aussie with a 51.11. Nico Lau in second and Curtis Keene in third.